Afternoon. Plenty of options at centre, as many as 6, I guess. Why have you gone for this particular pairing?
Yeah, well, I think George has been playing well for us when available at 13, and he brings a lot of excitement to the position. I think he's got that outside break. He's big and strong. He can do the donkey work if he needs to in the middle of the park, and Jonathan brings a wealth of experience, and we looked at him as a 12, not as a 13. And the last time he played for us was at 12 against Italy, and I thought he did a good job in attack and defence on that particular day with, just homework on the computer as his preparation and the match day warm-up as Johnny was down to play and start in that game, and we weren't going to use Foxy at all. So we're thinking now with a good week's preparation under his belt in combination with George, and also how players have looked in training is important as well. And certainly Foxy's looking very, very good from our point of view. And when he pulls that Welsh jersey on, he never lets the team down. It's a big game and he's got plenty of experience.
George North reaching 100 caps, the youngest to do so for his country. How has he managed that feat?
Well, obviously a lot of that's done under Warren, and well documented what he's done in the past. Certainly with this group, he's got a new lease of life, I think. The challenge of moving into centre has also excited him, and he's had a couple of weeks in that autumn where we've seen him away to club footy, and he's responded really, really well to all the challenges we've put in front of him, and speaks volumes of the player. He's still highly motivated and wants to play for Wales well past 100 games, and I'm sure he's going to do that with the attitude that he's showing at the moment, and I'm sure the form that he'll bring to the 13 jersey.
Kieran Hardy getting the vote over Gareth Davies at scrum half. What's the thinking there?
Yeah, well, two thoughts. One is form. I think he did everything that we wanted him to do when he went on under pressure against Scotland. So he ticked the box in terms of a young man under pressure. I think also Gareth it's well known what he can do off the bench, when defences start to tire. So on this occasion, we've turned around the other way, and it's going to be a big occasion for Kieran, obviously, and he's excited by the opportunity, and we'll learn a lot from that as he will.
What about the English selection and their form so far? What have you made of them?
Yes, well, look, as this competition goes on, they're going to grow like all sides, and having dropped the first game makes them even more dangerous because of the pressure that comes on for this particular match. They won the Autumn Nations Cup. They've got proven history in recent Six Nations. So, look, from our point of view, they're the team to beat, and they pose a very big challenge.
Wayne, after 2 wins, is this something of a free hit as far as Wales are concerned, or have expectations grown of your performances and results?
Yeah, certainly within the camp, and we're spending a lot more time together now in camp. A couple of wins gives you confidence, and we're wanting to build on each performance, and we realise internally that we're not the finished article, and there's plenty of work to be done. But this game for us will be a very, very good test to see that rate of improvement, and certainly we'll be looking to put over a good performance. So I think we're going to need to perform well over 80 minutes to have a chance to get the result. Obviously, if we have our first 20, 25 minutes like we did in Scotland, we could be out of the game. So we're well aware of the threat that England pose, but they are a very good side that's improving, going to improve over each performance like all sides would want to. So they've got the pedigree in this competition, and obviously the history behind them in recent times. So we know we're going to have to play well over 80.
Do you think you can learn any lessons from the Scotland performance against them?
Yeah, look, that was continual pressure, wasn't it, over 80 minutes in pretty tough conditions for both sides. So, look, I think Scotland played very, very well. They defended very, very well, and obviously we're going to have to defend well throughout the 80 minutes, and there's going to be times when we're going to be under pressure, and we can certainly learn a lot from what Scotland did in terms of their application to their defence.
Thank you, Wayne. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Wayne. Beth here. You're right. Spoke to Eddie Jones this morning, asked him which team had more pressure on them on Saturday. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, in every match there's pressure, isn't there, for different reasons, and there's pressure on us to back up 2 wins with a solid performance, and there's talk about 14 men versus 15, so hopefully there'll be 15 on 15, and we'll be under pressure at times, and it's how we cope with that pressure. So, look, I think we welcome it. We're wanting to improve as a side and keep building. So, look, this is the perfect opposition after a week's sort of rest, if you like, and for different reasons, pressure on both teams.
He said the pressure was on the referee. Typical sidestep from Eddie there.
Well, look, there's no secret that World Rugby are wanting to open the game up a bit more and create space, so we see an entertaining sort of spectacle heading towards the World Cup, and I think everybody wants that. So, well, there's always pressure on match officials, there's pressure on all those involved, so nothing changes really.
How are you feeling? Because it's been a hard year, can we say that, for you? And you're coming up, you've got a Triple Crown opportunity on Saturday. You must be, how are you feeling about that?
Well, look, nothing changes really in terms of how we've prepared over the last 18 months. A lot of hard work goes in. Look, and we sort of harp on about what's gone on in the past. Really, we've moved well and truly on. It's about the here and now and where we're at with this particular squad at this point in time. And so, look, there's a Triple Crown on this game for us, and that's exciting. But for us, it's another big step forward. And if we can get that 80-minute performance that we all want, then there's a bigger prize than a Triple Crown.
Last question from me. Someone said to me yesterday that Wales now respect winning. How do you feel about that? Because we've taken Wales and trophies for granted, maybe coming through the 2000s. But when you get those wins there, is there a different kind of feeling about it now?
Well, certainly winning helps. It breeds confidence and self-belief, and without those two things, it's very difficult to win tournaments and individual matches within tournaments. So for us, we've got the dream start really with 2 wins under our belt. No matter how they come, we've got 2 wins, and so we set ourselves up for a big game this Saturday. And it's about an 80-minute performance, which you'll hear coaches talk about all the time. But for us, it is a step-by-step process, and we feel that we are building and heading in the right direction.
Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Wayne. Particularly in the back line, it looked like there were a few tricky calls there. Just give us an idea of how long you sort of agonised over that, because there were some big decisions to be made.
Yeah, there was, and it's a position that we talked about. It's a position we're happy to be in. Clearly, a couple of weeks ago, we were in a position where we were scratching our heads as to how to go about the makeup of the midfield. But to have the boys, the medical team, do such a good job and get guys back available for selection, it made it a bit of a headache, and it was a good headache to have. But certainly we think we've got, for this particular match, the 3 guys that we think will get the performance that we need in that part of the game, that area of the field.
Jonathan Davis at times didn't really look himself over the Christmas period and in January, thinking about the 2 games against the Blues. Perhaps not played as much as he would have liked as well in recent months. What gives you the confidence that he's going to be ready for Saturday?
Because we picked him at 12, not 13. And we think at the moment, Jonathan will do a very, very good job in 12. He's got a left foot. It gives us a kicking option. Otherwise, we probably would have gone into the game without a kicking option in the midfield, or a genuine kicking option. So it just gives us more strings to our bow. Look, we all know that when Jonathan pulls on the Welsh jersey, he doesn't let his country down, and we're expecting another one of those performances from him. He knows that he's been given a good opportunity here. He's fought really hard, as we know, over the last, or probably since the World Cup, to come back from some unfortunate injuries, but he stayed the true professional and worked very, very hard to maintain the condition that he gets himself into, which is, it's exceptional. And what the public don't see, and what you guys unfortunately don't see, is the work that goes on behind the scenes in the gym, and the running outside of the training sessions, and then the training sessions when he's brought back in. And he's been excellent. And again this morning, looked sharp. And again this afternoon, I expect him to be very sharp. He's very keen. And sometimes when you move guys in one, like George has moved in, it's a new lease of life, and it can extend a player's career. And I don't think Jonathan's any different.
What are the sort of attributes then in his game that make you think that perhaps his future seems to lie at 12 rather than 13, where obviously he's played the bulk of his career?
Yeah, look, I think, as you get a little bit older, sometimes there's a half yard of pace. might go, and we're not suggesting that he's lost a half yard of pace, but certainly if you look at, there've been plenty of other players that have gone down that route and moved in. He's got the experience. Don't forget he started his Test career at 12 against Argentina, probably Australia, I think it was the first couple, with Jamie Roberts at 13. So it's not foreign to him. And as I say, his last Test match for us was at 12, and he did a very good job in partnership with George. So look, it's a position that I'm personally very comfortable with.
Thanks, Wayne. All the best.
Thank you.
Wayne, England have been accused of being a bit predictable, particularly in attack. I wonder if you subscribe to that.
People can call it what they like. They've been winning games of rugby. They've only lost one game, and I don't know how long. So you would say that they are playing a winning style of rugby.
And do you feel like you've got what it takes to counter that style?
We certainly hope so. We certainly are working on our game and getting the balance right in our own attack. You know, our attack is, you know, you've seen what we've been doing, and it hasn't at times worked for us. It hasn't been as polished as we would like, and certainly we've made too many errors, and we haven't been as clinical as we would like throughout the autumn. We think that we're slowly improving in this competition, heading in the right direction, and it was nice to score a few good tries against Scotland, but this will be a different proposition again. But certainly with our attack, it's an ongoing process, and it's a building process to get the balance right between field position and when to strike. And it's certainly something that we're working on.
And finally from me on George North, 100 caps, age 28. Do you think he can go on and even surpass Alan Wynne?
He's certainly the one that's going to challenge that number if he stays fit and his form continues to hold. And I think, you know, with the challenge of going into 13, the way he's taken that challenge on in our environment has just been sublime. And I think, you know, the big fella's very, very keen to keep pulling the jersey on, and he's still got that appetite that he had as a youngster. And I think he's probably turning the clock back a bit, you know, with this new challenge, as is Jonathan Davies.
Shemai Wayne, Peter Gillibrand from LBC. Just speak quickly about Lewis Rees-Zammit. He's become a bit of an internet sensation after the first two rounds. What do you make of all this newfound, massive stardom? And how excited are you to see what he can do against England on the wing on Saturday?
Well, I'm probably going to embarrass some family members, but I've got twin 14-year-old girls, stepdaughters, and they're after an autograph and a photograph at some stage if we can get out of COVID. So, yeah, he seems to be a sensation with the young ones, doesn't he? And a few of the grandmothers too, I think, from what I can gather. But look, he's a good-looking young man. He's burst onto the scene, and he's fulfilling a lot of the promise shown at a young age. So, look, I'm just pleased for him, because the changes we've seen in Lewis since we first selected him last year in the Six Nations been phenomenal. He's taken to all the advice and everything that's been given to him from the different coaches within the group. He's worked hard at his game, and he's forced his way into this team. And you know, we just hope that the performances that we've seen in the first couple of weeks, you'll see many more of them. And you know, I'm very, very pleased for him in the way he's operating at present.
Thank you. And just one quick one. France against Scotland, as you've been speaking, has been postponed. Can I quickly just have your reaction on that?
Yeah, look, it's unfortunate, isn't it? It's the world we live in. We talk in our group about preparing for chaos, and with chaos comes change and having to adapt. And certainly that's the tournament organisers, the French themselves, and now the Scottish. Everybody's going to have to adapt to some changes, and just the world we live in, I think.
Thank you very much. Poor luck.
Thank you.